tuning in for some movie reviews. Film flickers of movie reviews. Let's hear those movie reviews. Film flickers of movie reviews. And action.
Hello flickers, it is 12:30 at night and we have just come back from watching Batman vs Superman.
The Dawn of Justice.
Dawn of Justice indeed.
Or the Justice League movie.
Well, more hopefully the dawn of Zack Snyder not getting any more superhero films.
That'd be quite nice.
That would be quite nice. No, it's not a good film. It's not a terrible film, but it's not a good film.
No, it's not as bad as I think we all thought it was going to be. After the whole hiccup with Man of Steel, coming into this, we really did have such low expectations where it was, and also the complete farce that was all of the trailer bilge that just came out. There's just too much stuff, and everyone was right. Pretty much everything you see in the trailer is what you see in the film, really.
I think before we get into really giving this a kicking, we'll just start with the good points.
I'm winding up my foot.
There are some good points. For a start, I mean, everyone was worried about Ben Affleck, or he said he can do it, but in fact he pulled off the idea of an older, more jaundiced, more socially jaundiced Batman really, really well, and he came across, and he's also his Bruce Wayne is probably one of the best.
It was definitely a level up from Daredevil.
Yeah, definitely. Well, definitely a level up from Daredevil.
Quite a bit. He's a great actor, and I think that's kind of what brings it to it as well.
I think he got to show it in this as well, because he got to show a real breadth of emotion, and it worked really well. Alfred as well. Actually, Alfred is possibly one of the best Alfreds that have been done yet. Jeremy Irons just pulls it brilliantly.
He was. It does make them feel like more of a team together, rather than them being. I think with the Michael Caine thing, it was more of he was a butler. He
did feel more like a manservant rather than anything else. A guy who would bounce kind of emotionally off of Batman, but that was it. Yeah. Whereas in this one, as a caretaker, Whereas in this one, Alfred feels a much more robust character, much more versatile character, and you get that. Yeah, you get that from Jeremy Irons, really.
So he's awesome. That gravelly voice as well. I thought he was going to be Batman. He could have been.
Well, no, he couldn't have been, because my God, how much has Ben Affleck pumped up for that role? I mean, it's huge.
He got some guns.
Yeah,
and literally got some guns.
Literally, actually, that. No. You know what? One more really good bit, and for me especially good, because beforehand I saw Jesse Eisenberg in the trailers, and I did not think he was very good, and I thought it was going to be atrocious. But no, he's an incredibly
no,
he's a really, really good Lex Luthor. It came off really well. He plays that kind of borderline insanity genius really, really nicely.
It was.
It came home. That performance came home.
Yeah. But for me, the character. I mean, it was just in the trailers. It really did worry me, because it was just all over the place. But after seeing it, now I guess that it's more of a combination of kind of the Riddler and Joker roles. It's that kind of.
It's not.
It's weird. Like the Riddler
and Joker done well. It's a mix of the Riddler and Joker done well, because it's a very understated performance. No, and it's a very understated performance. It's quite subtle, but he's got the little ticks, and he'll suddenly lose his temper and things like. It's brilliant. I mean, actually, you know what?
It's a lot better than it could. It
is better. I mean, we don't know yet.
We
don't know yet what Joker's going to be like in Suicide Squad, but you know what? Jesse Eisenberg would have played that role quite well, I think.
I think he would have done a better Joker.
Yeah.
But that's what we've got. The one thing we did feel a little bit forced was the introduction to the Justice League, which is in this movie. You get that, and it feels really forced.
It really is. It's such a kludgy. It's almost like an afterthought, and it's like somebody said, "Oh, we should show these other characters off," and so it feels really, really kludgy and really forced. And also later on, when they actually literally mention it, that feels like it's a thought. It doesn't. It's not a natural conversation.
I tell you what it is. It's like it's kind of like the way that they kind of did it with Spider-Man 2, where they kind of just kept on showing what is going to happen next as a real forced kind of plot point, you know, sort of going, oh well, you know, we've also got these extra characters and stuff, we haven't really got time for them in the film now, but we're going to show them to you here as a little glimpse, and this is what's coming later. I think you don't have to do that. You can allow those characters to come through at a much later date, and that's absolutely fine. I mean, there was that really weird cameo that came out of left field completely, and it was just, we both just kind of we were sat there just looking, just kind of just kind of looked at each other to go, what is that?
No. Well, this is a good point. Right, okay, we're rolling into the bad stuff now, which is, because that is the good stuff. The first bad point, I'm going to go right back to the beginning of the film, the very first bad point. The unnecessary and incredibly clumsy origin for Batman.
Oh God, another one.
There was no need to do it. If you don't know who Batman is by now, you're not going to watch Batman vs Superman. And just because the actors change does not mean you have to retell the story. And there's one part in the film where...
No, but you do. You so do, apparently.
There's one part in the film where that callback kind of makes sense, but then they replay it anyway at that point, so they may as well just left it for that point.
Yeah, it's like, what, did we forget about
it?
It's no.
Unnecessary. And going on to your point, which is what reminded me, the whole thing is just riddled with dream sequences and hallucinations, and it's
really off-putting.
It's terrible.
Every time it happened, we thought, is this real? Is this what's actually happening now? And it was just very, very weird, just kind of having those moments.
And the first time, go fine. The first time's fine. The second time, all right. It's when you get to the fourth and fifth time.
Yeah, the first one really did sort of take us back. We were kind of like, what?
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
The fourth and fifth time, it's like,
yeah, you just
this is too many. This is too many.
But actually, the really surprising performance was Wonder Woman. Actually, I was.
Gal Gadot, yeah, she did an incredible job.
I'm impressed, and it wasn't forced. I felt the character had enough time to kind of be introduced, and she did a fantastic job. And you did feel like it was a much more mature woman talking to kids.
Yeah. She did give that impression. It was literally like she was
not
talking
patronising.
To children. No, but just you could kind of almost feel like experience in her voice.
Yeah.
It's a really. In fact, you know what? And this is, I kind of hate it whenever we have a bad film, but the acting's good. It's always painful to talk about.
Yeah,
but the acting as a whole in this film was good, and it really is the script and the direction.
It was, and I always love Amy Adams when she's in something as well, because she's
a strong character,
just brilliant. And she, I mean, it was great to be able to have all of those additions as well, and as well the best Perry that we've ever had.
Lawrence Fishburne.
He is just awesome. He just gets it. It's almost like J.K. Simmons with J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah. It's redefined.
It's so well.
Character, yeah.
You know, and I don't like this whole thing about the fact, but he's black and he's not in the comic. I don't care. What you've got to get across is the character and how good that character is, and fitting it into the whole.
You've got a character.
It's brilliant.
You've got a character that's got real presence and a commanding voice, and that's what you need for Perry. And and that's what he's got. I mean, and that's what he brings to the screen. He's a perfect match.
As a whole, it is definitely not as bad as I thought it was going to be. There were some great bits in it as well, but the other thing that kind of really took me out of it was all the blinding lights that we had, which was from the very start to the very end. Just these big bright lights that in the middle of a dark theatre you don't need. And it was just, it was almost like J.J. Abrams' lens flares. That's almost how bad it was.
Other things, just random slow motion. For no apparent, not in particularly dramatic scenes, just literally if someone's walking up some stairs, something will go in slow motion. It was very odd. And weird that if they do a scene that was even tiny bit dramatic, they'd suddenly throw this pumping rock theme through it, which was odd.
The dubstep bass kept on coming up.
Oh, they kept the dubstep, but we know his full bass. Actually, it may as well have been Inception, because half the time when they were doing it, they were in a dream sequence. So, all right. I mean, it's not a good film.
It's not as bad
It's not
as
terrible.
we thought it was going to be.
It's worth watching, but it's not worth paying to go to a cinema to watch. I mean, as simple as that. When it comes out on digital, then watch. By all means, watch it. It's better than Man of Steel. I mean, it is better than Man of Steel, but that's not really a level ground that you want to start from anyway. But no, and it's not terrible. They don't. My biggest worry coming into this film was that they'd ruin what they'd gained with the new Batmans, and they didn't do that. Ben Affleck genuinely is good.
Yeah, he
genuinely is good.
I think he was the one who kind of rescued it.
That's basically.
We slammed it. We did kick it.
We have slammed it. But it's not. No, I mean you are right. It's not a terrible film.
No.
But it's not a great film either, and it's. But no, I mean, catch it when it's
I
on
still
digital.
bought the merchandise.
You did buy the merchandise.
It's only because I like that. That's it. That's it. It's
All right.
fickle me.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye, guys.